Strymon Riverside. It's an analog and digital overdrive, kind of an hybrid system. Does it work? Stay with me and I'll tell you later what I think about it. First of all, I want to thank TLS, D-Live Sound. It's an Italian guitar store. It's also a Strymon dealer that sent me this pedal to try out. I'll leave you all the links in the description down below. So Strymon calls this pedal a multi-stage drive, and that's because it contains 4 different gain stages. The first one is an analog JFET gain stage that maintains the usual feeling and touch response that we are used to when we plug into our favorite analog drive pedal. The other 3 gain stages are digital, and they actually ensure that you will have a constant sweet spot from 0 gain to maximum. That's because when you usually use an overdrive, a normal overdrive, usually it has a sweet spot, so a range where the pedal sounds best. So they wanted to extend this sweet spot, and in order to do that, there are some DSP, it's a digital processor that controls everything in order to give you the best sound possible. Kind of a crazy and genius concept, I have to say. The pedal features 2 different gain structures, one low and another one that, of course, is high gain. These 2 gain structures are different not just because of the amount of gain that you can get, but also because the low gain structure is more kind of vintage voice, so the bass is more flabby, but in a good way, like an old Marshall kind of style. And then the high gain is way more tight and aggressive and more modern, if you want. I think that the difference is quite noticeable, but let me know in the comment section down below. Other than the drive and the level control and the gain selector switch, we also have a 3-band EQ that actually is a really powerful one, and I really appreciate when it's available on a drive pedal. Also, you have a push switch where you can select normal and mid push. So you can select if you want to have a more flat boost or a mid boost. So all these controls and features will give you a ton of different tonal choice. You heard me playing a kind of a modern hard rock, well, not modern, but more hard rock 80s kind of tone at the beginning of this video, and then a more bluesy kind of vibe that you can also listen myself playing and me speaking as well. But then if you want to push the drive a little bit more and also push the mid a lot, you will get into more kind of a vintage blues rock territory that I actually really like to play as well. With a little bit less gain and changing the guitar with mini humbuckers and less mid-range, you can get some vintagey kind of rock guitar tone that I really like. To me, it sounds something like a Marshall JTM 45, something like that. So let me know if you agree. Changing the gain structure to the high gain mode and changing the guitar, well, it's suddenly 80s again. As I said before, the 3-band EQ is really powerful, and turning the middle all the way to 0 actually got me into a metal territory. Not very modern, more kind of a classic tone, but still really nice, I think. And finally, pushing the gain all the way up, you can get a tone that, for shred stuff, it's really nice. So all these controls can get you a lot of different sounds. And it doesn't end here, because actually on the back panel you have a presence control, so you can fine-tune the high frequencies in order to adjust the tone in relationship with the amplifier that you are using. And then you have input and output, of course, and then boost and exp. You can connect here an external foot switch to engage post-drive boost, so you can increase the volume. And then with the exp, you can connect an expression pedal. So you can basically, if you want to have a continuous control over the drive and the level, or any of the bass, middle and treble frequencies here, you can use an expression pedal to control them. It's kind of complete, I would say. Also, you have the favorite switch, so you can recall a preset. So without any other foot switch or whatsoever, you have access to different sounds. One that you can dial with the panel, and the other one pressing the favorite switch. But if that's not enough, it's also controllable via MIDI. And that's crazy, because you have a lot of different presets that you can choose. There are also other features, a lot of other features, but I don't want to be boring, so I suggest you to go check out the Strymon official site and manual, because there's a lot of different possibilities as well that are more for the super guitar nerd. So finally, what do I think about this pedal? I think it's kind of an underrated one. It's not cheap, I know that, but it delivers a lot of tones, a lot of features. I mean, it's a really amazing product, I would say. I tried a lot of different Strymon products. I own a lot of them, actually. Maybe I'm kind of biased, but I really like the philosophy, the construction, and especially for pedals like this one that are so easy to use, but at the same time you can dig in to be really nerd about that. I mean, it's kind of a perfect approach for a piece of gear, because you can have everything in a super easy way, but at the same time you can integrate this pedal in a more complex setup, and I think it's really unique. Regarding the digital part, I haven't noticed any weird feeling playing through it. I mean, if I didn't know that this had a digital part, I probably would never guess. So the touch response and everything, it's perfect. It's just like any other overdrive pedal. Once again, I want to thank the Live Sound TLS for sending me this pedal to try out. If you like this video, guys, please push the like button and subscribe as well if you haven't already. And that's all for today. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time. Ciao! Foo!